All right, my guys and gals, here we go. Chapter 4, the trippiest of the chapters, and the last one of Eathel the Bastard. I'll knock out Mad to Cajanet, Mad to the Spy in the next one. All right, this one gets a little bit trippy. All right, we're going to dive into Syrinxifina, aka Sarah, the phantom who lived inside of his head. All right, so basically, AFL had just, been taken into his men and put on a stretcher. The subtitle is Avoid Aphotic. She was a pool of nocturne dye that glowed deep indigo. So the reader mispronounces this, or at least I pronounce it aphotic. It means without light, like anaerobic. Faux is light or phosphor, something like that, but no light, black, super dark. And then nocturne is like, nocturnal, super, night kind of stuff. So you'll learn some words in this, right? The world around AFL was a flurry of action. Retainers scurried to stanch the bleeding coming from their young lord's leg. Syrinxifina returned to him, as she sometimes did, in a dream. Thought thee lost back there, man, said Sarah. She leaned into the man part of the jape. One of her recurring characters was a man equal parts hapless and bumbling. This pastiche served as her general way of impersonating military men, and really men in general. Whatever the joke was, it was on men. It was strange. In this vision, he could see more form to her. She was a compound of shadowy curves, but one curve was bright, and right where a woman's mouth would be if one stood beside him. A glowing crescent of moonlight that grew brighter, but then waxed and then waned with the rise and fall of her voice. No one ever saw these things but he. No one ever seemed to hear her voice, and he had learned better than to tell of her to anyone. Her canini were more prominent than her other teeth. Those are your canines. It's how medical doctors used to refer to them. Dentus canini. Though they were enveloped by darkness all around, the space in his vision, occupied by Syrinxifina, was somehow a deeper dark. It looked like peering into some impossibly endless chasm, a void aphotic. Where were you? He asked. She grinned, that smile the color of pale moonlight. You left me when I needed to talk to you, said Aethel. When I needed a word of comfort, where were you? Wherever I wanted to be, said she. Syrinxifina said the words with such finality. Her delivery thereof left no space for any countermand. She was a pool of nocturne dye that glowed deep indigo. She was a cackling performer, and she descended to reach up and down forever in both ways. The colors of the stars and the night moved as though inspired with life themselves. Then their smile was moonlight no longer. It was now the flash of lightning, and her voice was a blast of thunderhead. This is what it had been like when she first showed herself into his heart so many years ago. And this is what the ghost in his mind said. There are three secrets I will tell you, each one when the time is right, and you will know them all as true, all shadows they, undone by light. You will not die before such time as have I relayed these facts in full. I have the way ahead in mine eyes, but after that a darkness pulls. Then Syrinxifina told Aethel what would happen and how things would be. She told him the things that would be done to him and the things that he would do to others, and Aethel saw that all of it was true, and he wept. Even though he was in a dream, Aethel curled himself into the shape of a baby in its mother and sobbed with renting anguish. And we done, son.